Some improvement in the drought monitor as we start out grow weather this week. Of course, the 10, 11-inch rainfall amounts were not tabulated into this total as it all came in Thursday morning, but it's probably improved a little bit. In Nebraska, 51% no drought, 48% abnormally dry, 28% moderate. Kansas, a little bit of an improvement. 8.63% no drought, that's a northeast corner, 91% above or abnormally dry, 67, almost 68% moderate, and still about 25% in Kansas is severe as far as the drought situation is concerned. What about temperatures for the month ahead? It looks like a little bit below normal in the southwest portion of Kansas. Otherwise, all of Nebraska and most of Kansas will see normal or near average. As far as 3 months temperature-wise, equal chances of it being normal temperature-wise for the next 3 months, Nebraska, Kansas, except that extreme southwest corner again, of course, in Kansas. Precipitation-wise, the month ahead, maybe below normal as far as things are concerned in the Great Lakes, the Pacific Northwest. But here's the good news now. This is a big change up and something that is quite welcome. Looks like the month ahead as far as precipitation way above normal for all of Nebraska and Kansas as well. How about 3 months out then? Well, western Nebraska, western Kansas above normal for precip, and then the rest of Nebraska and Kansas, it looks like things will be right on track or near seasonal conditions. Here's your week ahead, a little bit cool tomorrow, around 55, 65 Tuesday. Storm chances roll back in, 40% in the evening on Wednesday, 70 degrees Thursday, a slight chance, warming up to 73 on Friday. And we see lows vary from 38 come Monday morning to 54 degrees come Friday morning. Well, here's how it should look this time of year. Normal highs around 71, lows right around 47. This week ahead, we're going to average around 66 for a high, 47 for a low. So we're right on track with the low category. And kind of a neat proverb this week. Look at your corn in May and you'll come sorrowing away. Sorrowing away. There it is. Look at it again in June and you'll come singing another tune.
We've certainly enjoyed your photos from calving season and planting. Keep them coming. Email us grow@nebraska.tv.
Let's take a look here with the markets and how they look like with Jeff Peterson from Heartland Farm Partners joins us now. And a lot of people might wonder, you know, with the weather being what it is like, all the damage that this floodwaters and all that can be doing to the fields, what really impacts the markets? Does the weather play a role in that?
You know, the weather nationally plays a big role. Locally, you know, it's bad if you're in that area, and I really feel for those people that have damage, but in the big picture, unfortunately, it doesn't matter. It can have some impact on basis longer term if those crops never get planted, but we're early enough, a lot of that can get put back in the ground.
The main impacts, though, number of acres, for instance, planted, right? That's a big one.
It's a big one. Right now, that's really what we're focused on. You know, there's a big report coming out next Tuesday, and USDA will talk about really what the supply and demand numbers look like for the first time for the 2015 crop. So everybody's looking at acres. The yield's a big one. The yield right now is a little bit up in question. The reason it's in question is that this planting pace actually is getting off to a pretty good start. The numbers this last week showed 55%. That's a little bit ahead of pace. And as a result, in this next report, USDA could raise the yield a little bit. which basically means, Maryland, could have a little bit bigger supply. But as a result, I think a lot of that information is already factored into the market, though I don't think it's going to pressure prices a lot lower than where we are right now. Now, longer term, that's a different story.
Now, other things that happen in the news, avian flu, for instance. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah,
How
know
does
what?
that
There's a lot of discussion out there, you know, and definitely the avian flu is taken away. It's reducing some demand. But in the big picture, just to put this in perspective, so far across Iowa, Minnesota, and really the southeast, there's been about 122 cases reported. That amounts to about 25 million birds that have had to be killed because of this, just to try to control it. But when we combine turkeys and broilers together, we're talking almost 9 billion birds that are, you know, processed yearly. So that's a big number. So far, it's really pretty mild and pretty small.
As far as market numbers, then, does it have a huge impact on that then?
Well, it does on the demand side, but overall, I'd say so far, if it just doesn't get any worse than it is right now, it gives us a slight headwind in the price. It makes it a little bit harder to bounce higher, but no, it doesn't have a big impact.
And as far as prices by harvest, what do you think about that?
That's the big question. That's what everybody's looking at. You know, if we're going to have a bounce higher, it's going to have to happen because of supply. If we don't end up having some weather problems, we're thinking we could see prices much lower come harvest. You know, we could be 50 cents lower on corn than this, and we could be $1.50 lower than where we are today on soybeans.
Okay, thank you so much. We like your insight.
You're welcome.
Always, thank you. And if you have questions as well, go to our website, is nebraska.tv.
Up next, we talk to a local farmer about the benefits of cover crops.